Hello everyone, welcome back to Ifechi family. Today is Tuesday, our normal day for Japa series. My people, I have a lot coming up on this series. A lot of things are coming up. Today, I think is part 7. If you have not been following this Japa or Relocation Syndrome series, you have missed out. Please go back on my channel and watch the previous ones. It's every Tuesday for the foreseeable future because there's a lot coming up. So today, from the thumbnail, you know what we're going to be discussing. And this is unfortunate. I'm really very unhappy about this particular situation because it's the mother of the girl. There's one that is coming up regarding the man being the problem that caused the marriage to fail when they Japa to the UK. I'm talking about UK. It happens in every part of the diaspora, but I'm using UK because that's where I live and that's where I get all my information from. Apparently, this couple, they were living well and happy, so to say, back home. But because of the hardship and everything, they decided to relocate to the UK. And most people, or some people that relocate, they sell this, they do this, they go into all kinds of debts to be able to travel, not realizing that when they jump to wherever they're going to, be it UK, be it America, Europe, anywhere, there's struggle everywhere you go to. Yes, we may have good security, amenities, and stuff like that, but there are still other challenges. But this particular sad incident was to do with the mother of the girl. She gave her very bad advice. And I wonder, what kind of mother is that? What kind of grandmother? Because this couple have 2 young children. You know, somebody with grown-up children like that and grandchildren, the kind of advice this woman gave her daughter, actually, I wouldn't even say contributed. I would say it led to this marriage ending and this huge problem I'm going to share with you now. As I say, there's one for a man, not the same person, but different man, which I'm going to share in a different video because I want this Japa series to be short so that you can watch to the end. So this particular lady, when she left her home country, her mother gave her motherly advice. When you go there, you see how we are suffering. You see so and so whose daughter went there with her husband 2 years ago. Oh, really? 2 years ago? At least they've been there for 2 years. She's been sending this, she's been doing that. When we come to our meeting, her mother dresses differently. And she always says, oh, it's from my daughter. My daughter and her husband just sent this. And some of these mothers, you people have to stop as well. Whether it's true or not that their daughter sent, they will always say just to brag. And this other mother, not having any wisdom. Because it's not about age. Wisdom is not about age. It's an older woman behaving like a child and told her daughter, well, I'm so glad that in fact, she even, from the story, she even helped to raise money to sell some of her own things and say, when you people go there, you can buy me a new one. So she sold some of her own things to make up the money for them to travel. And she told her, when you get there, make sure that it's not like this thing that I do here with your father, where women are not allowed to talk. I thought that is this new generation parent that behave this way. But somebody that is old enough to have a child, that is married and have children, I would think that the person is no longer a child. But this grandmother actually behaved like a child. So you wonder what her daughter would then be. It's so sad. So she followed her mother's instruction. She was so keen to go. As the husband said when the issue came up, that they were living very happy, managing themselves. He actually said that they planned. Well, their planning is that they sold everything, thinking that they are going. There's no point in keeping anything, including their home. But because of the advice his wife's mother gave her, she came over here, and it didn't take her long to start misbehaving and start answering him back. Before he would say one, she would say 10. This is no longer back in Africa. We are now in the UK. What do you mean? Which UK? Does it mean that whether you are in Africa or you are in UK or in the diaspora, what has it got to change? Why will your marriage and the way you live your lives as couple, why will it change? Why are people causing problems for themselves? So she started acting really strange and very abusive and aggressive towards her husband. She goes to work. She gets some money. Mind you, when you come here initially, no matter your experience, no matter your qualification, the job you are going to start with will be menial jobs. And they don't pay much. That's why a lot of people do 2, 3 jobs to make ends meet, and they don't rest. And they're developing all kinds of health issues. So this person went to one of these jobs that she got here, and was talking to other people, and they were start giving her silly advice. That's why you don't receive advice from anybody anyhow. Although unfortunately, her mother did not help. You have to mind who you get advice from. Most of the time, it will say, "Oh, your parents or your mom or whatever will give you advice about life." But on this occasion, her mother failed her. Cut the long story short, they started having issues. The little money she makes, her husband does not see it. Each time they argue about money, they argue about what is going on. Is this our plan? Remember, we owe this person money, we owe that person money back home, and we promise them that we'll start paying back when we have spent 1 year here. We're only few months here, and what is going on? And then her husband didn't know. And he's that kind of man that he doesn't want to start phoning this person, phoning her mother, or phoning his own mother to complain. He's thought that they would deal with it, which is the right way to handle marital issues. Deal with it, just two of you, before instead of sharing it with others. Still didn't want to share it. They were just, he could not bear it anymore. She was behaving badly. And then they're always fighting, making noise. And the houses here in the UK, especially when you live in certain areas, it's just flats, and neighbors will hear you when you even raise your voice, never mind when you're fighting. And this goes on for some time. And one day, the neighbors became worried, and they called the police on them. They didn't even know, because the neighbors have been before, knocked on the door on other occasions, and ask them that it's too much, and they will tell the neighbor, and this and that. So they thought that it was the neighbors knocking again on the door on that fateful day. But actually, the neighbors now called the police because they're fed up with all the noises. The police came to the door. They could hear the children crying. They could hear the parents fighting. They don't even care that the children were watching. Hey! And the police knocked. They did not open, because here they don't waste time. If you knock or there's any danger, they will break the door. And that was what they did. And when they saw that it was police, they froze. They thought it was their neighbors. The police got involved and was asking what the problem was. Obviously, you can tell them your stories, what the problem was. They are not there to sort your problems out. They are there to make sure that there's peace. They are there to make sure that nobody is injured and there's no casualty. But to go deal with, he said this, she did this, her money said this, her money, she's not giving, no, they're not into that. They just want to make sure that there's peace. But in the process, something led to another, and they have to look at their stay. And lo and behold, they are not fully stable here in the UK, and they start making this kind of noise and behaving like this. To cut the long story short, again, they have to be sent home. Now, when they went home, it became a fight with her mother, the girl, And that was the only time that her husband knew that the mother was the one that gave her the advice that damaged their marriage. So their coming to the UK did not even last up to 1 year. It was just few months into their arrival here, and they had to be sent back. And their situation became worse than when they left. Now, who lost? Please, let us be very, very careful what we do. Materialistic things have caused a lot of problems. You have to walk first before you can run. I've been in this UK for many years, as most of you know, and I know where we started. I know where we are today. You have to be very patient. I'm going to stop this particular one here. More are coming. Wait for it next week, Tuesday. Please share this video as many people as possible to see it. Also give the video a thumb up. I notice that people don't, short video like this, people don't watch to the end and people don't give thumb up. I don't know what's going on. Please, I don't normally say this on my channel, but please, I'm saying it now because some of these videos regarding Japa syndrome are things that we need to learn from. See you in my next one on Tuesday next week. Goodbye and God bless.